wondering why I'm running, it's because I'm trying to keep up with the Swiss obsession with precision timekeeping. I'm missing my train.
Well, you can't blame me. I'm used to reaching standard Indian time. And unlike the movies, there wasn't even a helping hand to pull me on board. Guess I need to snap out of real life and get back on track.
I missed my train.
Thankfully for me, everything here works like clockwork. All cliches about the efficient train system are true, and this time I'm going to keep an eye on the time. Which isn't difficult considering the many clocks at the station, each perfectly synchronized down to the sweep of their seconds hand. Time to hop onto another immaculately clean and comfortable carriage and roll along turquoise waters, forests and picture-perfect landscapes. The beginning of an incredible journey thanks to the Swiss travel system.
Over the next half hour, we'll be traveling by train, by bus, and even over water to get you a glimpse of this very beautiful country via the Swiss travel system.
But before I delve into my great Swiss adventure, here are some tips that'll help you make your travel to Switzerland hiccup-free. Start by flying Swiss International Airlines. It isn't just comfortable, but has a direct non-stop connectivity from India. Once in Switzerland, get yourself a Swiss pass. It allows unlimited and unrestricted travel by almost all modes of transport. All you need to do is log on to www.raileurope.co.in. For the serious traveler, a lot of time and money saved. I'm traveling to St. Moritz in the Swiss Alps, approximately a 3-hour journey from Zurich. And that gives me ample time to chat up with locals, squeeze as much information out of them. Mari, my newfound friend, shares some weather secrets with me.
Well, if it's windy and everything, it's freezing.
Oh God.
And even offers to be my guide if I agree to be hers when she comes to India. The deal is struck. Known for its winter sports, more so for the celebs who haunt it, St. Moritz is a quaint little picturesque town covered almost absolutely in snow. And even though I'm not a winter person, I'm not letting the cold come in the way of some exploration.
The best way to explore a place is to set off on foot, get lost in the lanes, interact with the locals and just soak in the atmosphere. And that's what Mari and I are going to do today. So Mari, what are we doing first?
Well, how about some shopping? And then I'll tell you a bit more about St. Moritz.
Wow, sounds good.
Okay.
Let's go.
The girls are out to have some fun. Of course, that means shopping. Our first stop, the Bucharest. If you are a self-confessed watchaholic, then this is the place to stop by while in St. Moritz. It's got some of the best and most expensive Swiss watches.
So what's the most expensive watch that you have?
Oh, I think we have one for over 300,000 francs. Just recommend.
Needless to say, to get one of these, I'd have to marry rich or consider an alternate career, neither of which I see happening.
The most expensive watch in the shop. Just look at the diamonds on it. Unfortunately, it's not within my budget. But there is something that's going to make me feel better. How about some chocolate?
It's simple, it's dark, and it's what we all crave. Chocolate. And it doesn't get better than the ones labelled Swiss. And since the famous confectionery of St. Moritz, Hosier, seems a little understaffed, I agreed to lend my services. I've been assigned kitchen duties, so a crash course at making the Easter speciality is up next.
quite tough. It's a disaster. Mine and yours.
History has never been my strong subject, but one cannot really evade the topic for long when one is hanging out with a history major. But isn't it good to know a little about the places you visit anyway?
So as you can see, St. Moritz is a great winter destination. You can ski, you can sledge, you can snowshoe walk and everything. But it wasn't always like that. Before 1863, it was a summer destination. But then one of the hotel directors, Mr. Bedrut, told his guests, he made a bet with his guests, okay? He told them, come here in winter, and if you don't like it, I'll pay for your whole stay. And that's where winter tourism was born here. But summer, of course, is beautiful here too, with the lake and the whole hiking area and everything.
Ever since then, St. Moritz has been known as a winter sports resort, its charm being in its uncrowded slopes and perfectly level tracks. I'm getting ready for some sledging. It looks fairly simple. Carry your sledge up the slope, take position, and then be prepared for some broken bones.
You can't come all this way and not have some fun, but it's freezing over here. So I'm going to go indoors and get a little warmed up.
But that wasn't to be. Not yet. A powder pirate attack followed. I survived the attack and made it back to the coziness of my hotel. The oldest and the most famous Badrut Palace, where I'm to meet the people who run this beautiful place.
Even tonight somebody very important arrives. Yesterday we had somebody world famous who just booked their wedding with us. We are used to that, and the celebrities are used to us and probably appreciate this very, very special atmosphere that this place has. And everybody tells us also to keep this atmosphere, never to do anything by it. And also we look after our celebrities in the sense that we give them the privacy that they want. So they can really freely go about their daily schedule without being disturbed.
Mr. Bilderman and his wife also recommended that I take a day trip to Poschiavo, a small Italian-speaking town just a few hours from St. Moritz. So the next day I get onto the historic Bernina Express that makes its way through mighty glaciers, snow-covered mountains and some of the most breathtaking sights. Guess that's why the route is now a World Heritage Site. Poschiavo looks like just another Swiss village, with more cows than cars, a beautiful town square, elegant patrician houses, narrow lanes and colourful facades in their full splendour.
We are in the old and historic town of Poschiavo. It's Italian-speaking with clean fresh air, sparkling water and number of cobble streets where one usually gets lost. Nobody to even ask. We are back to where we started. I don't believe it, I'm lost.
Thankfully, I found Ilona, and she led me to my next halt, Dal Campola alla Tova, a pre-industrial mill that's been converted into a museum. And here you can get a taste of authentic local cuisine, the concept being from the fields to the table. I'm picking up some wheat to prepare an authentic local dish.
We've got our ingredient and now it's time to cook some pitokari, which is a traditional dish, right?
Off to Casa Tome, the oldest house of this town dating back to 1357, where we've been invited for lunch. After a quick round of introductions and the handing over of the bag of wheat,
We got this for you to make some pitokre.
It's time to help out in the kitchen.
Brava, bravissima.
Finally add the pasta to the stock, cover and serve. A well-deserved meal indeed. We all say salute.
Salute.